Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. You know, if you want to make a yesoid for the chumras that people take upon themselves, maybe perhaps above the letter of the law, for the dinim, the minhagim, for on the yontif of Pesach, I saw an interesting description on the first siman or seif in Hilchas Pesach. The mechaber begins that shoylim v'darishim behilchas Pesach. Shleishim Yom Lifnei Chag, that there's the questions and discussions of the laws of Pesach already begins 30 days before the Yom Tiv, 30 days before Pesach. And the Ramah says right away, Noyagin, it's customary to do the mitzvah of Mois Chitim. And the question that some Achrayim ask, why does the Ramah use the word Noyagim, it's customary, when it's actually brought in the Yerushalmi as a possible chiyuv, as an obligation? Why does he use the word noyagim as a custom? And one of the Sfarim says that we find something very interesting about Pesach. For whatever reason, people are more makpid on a minig, on a custom on Pesach, than even more than a chiyuv. So the Ramah wants you to take this thing serious, so he tells you noyagim, make sure. It's a custom. Make sure to give Mois Chitim. So perhaps we'll discuss a custom, what became by many people a custom that they do on Pesach, before Pesach, and we'll discuss this a little. Many people have this good custom that when it comes to preparing food on Pesach or before Pesach for food that you're going to eat, especially vegetables, fruits and vegetables, they don't eat all fruits and vegetables. They only eat the ones that you're able to peel, and even the ones that you're able to peel, they only eat them only if they're peeled. They don't eat all fruits and vegetables, only if they're peeled. Okay, you could see why, because there's different sprays and different things that could be in the farms or in the places where they grow. They might spray them with, or whatever chametz handling so you want to peel it before you put it in your pot and cook it or eat it. Fine. The question that there is some kind of discussion is, on Pesach, I understand why you want to be machmir, not to eat the peel of the food that you're going to eat on Pesach. How about if you're preparing the food before Pesach, where we know that a lot of the halachas of chametz are much easier before Pesach, because chametz b'Pesach is aser b'mashu, the smallest crumb is prohibited. But chametz before Pesach does become batel, could become batel b'shishim. It could become nullified if, God forbid, it gets mixed into food. So could we, if you're preparing the food before Pesach, to eat on Pesach, do you have to peel the food? Do you have to peel the fruits or the vegetables that you're going to eat on Pesach if you're preparing the food before Pesach? Or do you say, as long as I'm preparing it before Pesach, and that time it becomes batel b'shishim, I can ignore whatever spray or whatever crumb there might have been on the peel? Very interesting question. Perhaps this discussion depends on the machlokes that the Alter Rebbe discusses in Siman Tov Mem Zayin, Seif Chav Beis. Now again, the reason why the minig is to remove the peel is because of the sprays or whatever could have fallen or get stuck to the peel. Now if it's just some moisture, some liquid, that's one thing. If there is actually crumbs stuck to it, it's another thing. Why? Because the Alter Rebbe in Siman Tov Mem Zayin Seif Chav Beis says like this: Chametz shenesarev beheter lach belach. If before Pesach, chametz, a liquidy chametz, a moist chametz, gets mixed into liquid before Pesach and it gets dissolved, gets mixed in, as long as it's completely dissolved, completely lost before Pesach, and it's dissolved in 60 times non-chametz, Mutar la'achle b'toicha Pesach. According to one opinion, it became bottle, and even on Pesach, you would be able to eat that food. The kivon shegufa iser balu begufa it heter, because since it's a liquidy food and it became totally lost, it's totally dissolved. Nisbato b'toicha, it became lost. Harehu kami she'enoi ba'olam klal, it's as if it's not there. Ve'enei chayzer v'neir b'Pesach, it doesn't exist, and Pesach you don't have it, and therefore on Pesach it wouldn't be an issue. So let's say if this is a liquid issue, if this is a spray issue, and it got lost, it was cooked, mixed into other foods on before Pesach, it's not there. So during Pesach, canst essen. However, that's the more lenient opinion. The Yesh Choil Kin al Zeh, there is a stricter opinion and says, Kivon sheyesh mashu mamoshes hachametz b'toichas taruvus. Since after all there is something, chametz, we are worried about a something. Afal pishu balu begufa heter, even though it's mixed, but chametz is a mashu chametz. Hu chayzer v'neir b'Pesach. Even though before Pesach it became bottle, it reopens itself up on Pesach, and then v'oiser hataruvus, and now it becomes usher again on Pesach. So we have a machlekes here. Before Pesach it became bottle, and on Pesach it chayzer v'oiser. And the Alter Rebbe says, so how do you deal with this machlekes? How do you deal with this machlekes? So the Alter Rebbe says like this: Halacha kisvara rishayna. The halacha is like the first opinion that it really becomes bottle, and you don't have to worry about it. However, if you want to take the stricter opinion, yachmir la'atzmai, for yourself you could be frum and be more chamer. To tell other people to do so, you don't have to do so. You don't have to be machmir to tell other people to be machmir and peel everything and tell them it's not good, it's not, you have to throw it out. That's the halacha. So that's if it's a spray issue and it became bottle. So then the Alter Rebbe clearly says if it was before Pesach and it became bottle, lahalacha, it's batal b'shishim. However, if it was not a question of spray, if we are worried about more than spray, if you are worried about an actual brekla of chametz, mamashus, now that the Alter Rebbe says in a case where there is some mamashus, now mamashus is chayzer v'nesar, chayzer v'yiseres eskula. That is nikar, that's noticeable, and that's something tangible that even the smallest amount doesn't become batal, because in chametz even a mashihu is oiser.